Hey, what's up everyone? In this tutorial, I'm going to be explaining all the tips and the tricks and the steps you need to take in order to loot the QV station warehouses in Nyx. We're just gonna jump right into it. There is a ton of stuff to go over. It might seem a little long-winded, but there's a lot of great ship components and other things that you can loot in the warehouse, and it's all kind of in one room. So I'm gonna explain all the steps that I take to do it. You can do it solo. You guys will see I'll be doing it solo today. Okay, so the first thing that you gotta do to get the location, you need the mission. To get the mission, you need the red. So let's go down to intersect defense solutions. You don't have to fill the bar on junior contractor, you just gotta get to the bar. And then once you're there, you'll see in investigations, you'll see the mission pop up for the retrieve additional smuggler intel. This mission is what will give you the location for the QV warehouse. Now the way I do this is I use a respawn bed and a grav bike. You're gonna want both if you're doing it solo. If you're doing it with two people, you may not need the respawn bed, but this is how I do it solo. Alright, so the way this works is you can't just take the mission, jump there, and go loot the warehouse. You have to collect comp boards and then program them in 3 different locations. The easiest way to collect the comp boards is without the mission running. So the first thing you do is take the mission, and then gives you location. We're gonna jump there. While we're in Quantum, you're going to abandon the mission so that when you arrive, you don't have to deal with any of the bad guys. So while you're en route, just go back to your accepted missions and abort the mission. Then once you get there, there should be, usually when you start this mission, there's a bunch of Vanduul ships outside, and they can be pretty frosty sometimes, so it's easier just to abandon the mission. Then you can kind of just show up, collect some empty boards, and then you take another mission, and then you go program the boards. In order to program the boards, you will need the mission running. Alright. The first place we're gonna go get a empty comp board to program. We'll start on the Polaris. Now the location of the Polaris is it's very close to the outdoor pad, which is underneath the center of the station. If you have trouble finding the pad, just get close to the station and then do a ping, and you'll see usually there's ships around here. Right now there is a ship there, but as you get closer, you'll see the turrets that are at the end of all the landing pads. And then there's the turrets just popped up, and then if we look just to the left here, here's the Polaris just right here. And you have to enter from the side. Now you shouldn't need a gun because the mission's not running, but you never know. Could run into players, could run into random leftovers of a previous mission. You never know. There should be no enemies though, right? The mission, when we got here, the mission wasn't running, and so we should be fine. This is the server rack used to program the boards, and there's usually a board right here. So we'll take that. And once we get all the boards, then we will start to program them. Now we're just going to come over here to the pad. I would recommend just not parking on the pad. Park somewhere where you don't think someone else would park their ship. Sometimes people like to log in and out of their ship on the pad, And so you never know when a ship is just going to appear out of nowhere. And if your ship's already there, well, you can imagine what could happen. So I like to kind of leave my ship where I don't think other people will leave their ship, and hope I get lucky. Alright, so once you come in here, you gotta run around to where the stairs are. Now the trick here is do not run up the stairs. If you run up the stairs, once you get to the top, you will trigger an alarm, and then this door will close behind you, and an alarm will start going off, and the door up there where you got to get your empty comp board will shut, and then you have to run upstairs and turn off the alarm and stuff. It's easier to do it all just without setting the alarm off. So you're going to jump over this wall here on the right side and just run around. That way the alarm will not set off. Right, so we're just going to go in here. And there's another server rack where you program boards, and there'll be a board right next to it here. And then we're going to move through this way, staying around the outside, not going in the middle of that room. We're going to go to Cargo B, because there is another board in the office in Cargo B. Now, if the mission was running, there's a bunch of bad guys here shooting you with pulverizers. But if you abandon the mission, no dudes, no pulverizers, it's great. Grab the board, and you're out of here. So we already have 3 boards. Each board equals a warehouse run. There is one more board upstairs. I will show you where that is, because that's also, if you do happen to trigger the alarm, you have to go up to this room to turn the alarm off and open the doors anyway. So I will go up there. Actually, I'll just trigger it. So if you come up these stairs, it triggers the alarm. The doors close, right? This door closes too. Can't get in there. And if you come up here, turn right, and then you just follow it all the way through. And there's a room in the back here where you can grab a third board. You can grab another board and hit the switch, which was already down for whatever reason. So we're going to turn that. It should be up, and then you push it down. If it's down, just push it up and then down again. So that turns the alarm off, and we'll open the doors again. Now we grabbed... Oh. A bit of an ambush out here, because I set the alarm off. I think I got them all. There's usually like 3 of them. I see 3 of them on the floor, so we're good. You always gotta be a bit frosty around these parts. But we're done here, so we got our boards. We're just gonna leave. It is best to not turn the alarm off. You don't have to worry about a respawn or the doors being closed, the annoying alarm. Just go around. Don't stand around the top of the stairs there. You'll be good. Okay, now I'm gonna head back to my ship. There are hangars here that you can use. They are medium hangars. They do not refuel or repair. And there's only medium hangars, so just keep that in mind. I just like to use the pad because it's a lot easier to get in and out. Alright, so now we got empty comp boards. We gotta get the mission running so that we can begin programming them. There is one more empty board that we'll we'll collect at the next site when we start programming. You can't get in there now because you need the mission running in order to get in there. Now we're going to take the mission again. Investigation, retrieve additional smuggler intel. Take me there. So for this mission, you do not want to abandon it because you'll need the mission running. Now, the reason you bought the bike is I put stealth components in my ship, so I'm stealth, you know, up to like 8 kilometers. They won't see me. But if you don't have a stealth ship, that's fine. You can just use your bike because the grav bikes are completely stealth to NPC enemies in space. So right when you drop out, you could just get on your bike then. Or you can pull your ship up closer to where I pull my ship up to. Alright, now that we're here, actually, I am going to go straight up because I'm going to give you a top-down view to give a better understanding of where to start. So I'll just use my cursor. So here's the center of the station, and there's a really big rock over here that has nothing going on. If you follow that station arm out that way, the Polaris is about over here and the pad is about under the station on that side there. So you want to follow this arm out, which will lead you to this rock here. You can kind of see a red light over there. Actually, I can zoom in. So I'm gonna park my ship on the other side of this arm sticking out this rock right here, because that's where we're gonna start. So that's just to give you a better understanding of the layout and where I start. So there's first contact. We got a whole bunch of Vanduul ships down there. So I've got to lock on a Vanduul ship there, and it's 13 kilometers away. So I should be fine. I don't think they'll spot me. I usually stay about 10 kilometers away, just to be safe. But you can always just jump in a bike if you're in a different ship that's got a bigger signature. I like just leaving my ship right here. I keep it pretty tight. Oh, before I forget, I should probably set my respawn to this way. Alright. My bike is trying to escape. Before anything bad happens, let's just pull that out into space. Bikes can be a little unpredictable. Alright, so if you just pop over the building here in front of us, there's a door just right over here. Now, usually this door is closed. Sometimes it is open. Right now it's closed, which means we gotta find a key to open it. When you have the mission running and you get close to the door like this, it'll pop up these other locations. You can see search QV, derelict B, there's C and A. You have to head to those sites and find the key, which will be on a deceased. The dead guy you're looking for has a Testudo Deathblow armor set on. That'll always be the dude that has the key for the door. Alright, well, unfortunately there is no dude with the key here, so we'll go to the next site. So I searched B and C, no luck, so now I gotta go check out A. Oh, I see Testudo armor. You can see I can loot this guy here. And there's the key. The QV Airlock access card is what you're looking for. So now that we got that, head on back to the door and unlock it with the key. Once this airlock opens, it'll be open permanently, so don't worry about, you know, coming and going. It should be fine as long as it's on this server at this location. The door should be open for probably up to an hour. Key goes in, door goes open. Now, the main reason we need the mission running to program the boards is because the mission spawns a laptop that has a code on it that opens another door. But there's dudes in here, so you gotta stay frosty in here. Couple dudes right here.
Guess we're fighting. Six, that hurts.
This guy still didn't hear me. We're just gonna take care of this guy real quick.
Moving forward.
Alright. Hopefully he didn't alert any of the other ones. I don't know if there's any more dudes. Oh, I see one.
Bring it.
Wow. These guys are like ultra strong. Oof. Very good aim. Make sure you keep your heels up. Whoa, there's like a whole bunch of them there. Got another one. Take your time. They got like perfect aim and pretty good guns, so don't pop out there and think, oh, it's just 3 guys, I'm just gonna shoot them all one after the other. They'll kill you fast. Got him. Got another one. Not seeing any more. None over there. Okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah, I got ya.
See, he's got a pulverizer. Gotta watch out for those ones, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm not seeing the laptop in here. So we gotta keep working our way in. This thing, you can fix the pipe if you have an SRT tool for your multi-tool, but you can just run through. You'll take 26% damage. It's not the end of the world. You can just heal yourself on the other side. Not seeing any dudes there. I'm gonna run to that cover right over there.
Moving up.
Lost one.
Oof.
Cutters, look lively.
Where is he? Oh, he's right there.
Moving up. Here we go.
Oh. Yeah, he ran back there.
Advancing.
Keep the heels up.
Yeah, you owe me though.
Okay, another place to look is in this bar. Not seeing the laptop here.
Now I got ya. Fingers on the clock, people. You got it.
I got it.
Yeah, we got this one. Moving up. Got one down. Moving up. Advancing. And pushing. Yeah, I got ya. Bring it. Oh, shit. Guess we're fighting. Ah, god damn it. You got it. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, there's a guy at the bottom of the stairs there.
Yeah, you owe me though.
Alright, so the last place to look is in this room. It's either here or it's over here. And it's neither. So where's the laptop? Oh, I know where it is. If you do need to get in this room over here, that's where you can get a fuse, or you can grab one off your ship. There'll be one in one of the lockers on your ship automatically.
Anyone got spare medbay?
Not today. Alright, so there is no laptop.
What's going down?
So this is not a place I've ever found a laptop before. Just sitting over here. But it's in the final email, the bottom. We got 8999. So sometimes you really gotta search around. Sometimes you'll think it didn't spawn. It's always spawned for me, but it's never in the same place. So just look around, you'll find it. Okay, so once you have the code, you come over here to this door. Stick the code in. 8999.
Access granted.
Gives you access. In you go. Once you're in here, you're pretty safe. No one can get you. The last place you get an empty board is right here. And so I grabbed one from the Polaris, one from upstairs by the alarm, one in the security office, and one in the cargo deck. Now, and then one in here. So you can grab 5 and start there. If you like, you can bed log through a few different shards in order to run through the place and just grab a bunch of boards. With the new inventory system, you can just stick all the boards in your backpack and it'll figure out which one to grab and put into the server rack here. So as the board comes out, you can see it for a split second, but it says you know, that it's empty, no code detected. Then when you grab it, it should say 33%. And then when you stick another one in, you will see it grabbed no code detected again. So that's how you can tell when it's done. When it starts grabbing the 33% boards that have been programmed, that's how you know you're done. Because unfortunately, there is no way currently to look at these boards and tell if they have been coded. So just keep hitting F, insert the boards until you notice you're inserting already programmed boards. Okay, so right there, notice I just took out a 33% board, and it takes much shorter in the programming rack there, so that just means all my boards are done, fully programmed. And if you really need to, you can check by putting each one in your hand and, like, you know, looking at it. Now the next place you need to go, if you can remember where we grabbed the empty board on the Polaris, there's a server rack there. You got to put all the boards through there. So we will head back to our ship, and instead of doing it here, we're going to abandon the mission here, because it's a lot easier to program the rest of the boards without the mission running. This first spot, it's the only place you actually need the mission running for to loot the warehouse at all. If you want to make, like, if you're worried about making money, because the mission pays out really good, if you're worried about money, there is a quicker way to make money without even doing this mission, and it's by selling the Vanduul cryopods from the warehouse. You get, every time you do a warehouse run, you can get like 7 of them, and you can sell 5 of them to the Stanton Gateway for 600k. So, and you can do a warehouse, you can do 4 warehouses an hour easily. So that's over 2 mil an hour just doing the warehouse, like looting the warehouse, not doing a mission. Actually, I'm gonna leave my bike here. I don't need it anymore. So we'll just leave the bike behind. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and abandon the mission. Grab the mission again, which will give you a new location. Now, when you're en route to this one, make sure you abandon it, because you do not want the mission running when you get there. So when you arrive to these places and the mission is abandoned, it's nice. You can just kind of fly right in there. No one's gonna stop you. So we'll just fly over to the Polaris. Before I go in there, I should probably fix my head injury. Probably got cats in the hand with a pulverizer earlier. Now, unfortunately, you can't turn the alarm off in the Polaris. It's probably the most annoying part about having to come on the Polaris. Now, there will be other cards, but like other comp boards to collect, but I'll show you what I do at the end. So I have 9 boards. There's 1. Just gotta count them. Alright, so all the boards are done now in the Polaris. Now we're just going to take them over to the security office to program them the rest of the way. Man, see, you can see people leave their ships all over the place here. Try to find a spot where people don't leave their ship. Unfortunately the door is closed, so you can, one of two choices. You can either use the hangars, because you can still enter this place by going into a hangar, calling a hangar, landing, going inside. Or you can just get back on your ship and bed log. Alright. Let's head on over in there and see if the door's open. And the door is open. I'm kind of glad the door is closed so I could, oh boy. Somebody's been here doing stuff. Alright, so here we're just going to go into the security office and program the boards for the third time. And then we're going to hit the warehouse. Always remember, don't go up the top of the stairs there. Just jump over at the side here. The warehouse is that way. So, we just slip right in here, pop them in. It says no appropriate item, which is a little strange. I guess put one in my hand. Now it knows what to do. So, the reason I actually don't pick up these empty boards is it's just easier to keep them separated, to not pick them up. And every time you take a board to use in the warehouse, a program board, you make sure you just run in the security office here and grab the empty one. That way you replace the program boards with empty boards, so once you're done using all your program boards, you can take all the empty ones, go reprogram them again, and rinse and repeat the whole thing over again. As you can see, the boards I'm pulling out of this one, they're going in 66% coated, and they're coming out fully coated. Alright, so now we're done, all 9 of our boards. So you're going to come over here, put a program board in there, and it does its thing, and access granted. To the warehouse. I can see someone, there's a little straggler over here. Someone left a Mirage 1A stealth shield component over there. Alright, so you come in here and you'll notice got some components, couple boxes around here. This is VK00. So something I like to do is, I'm not going to be taking this VK00, but I'll just stick it next to here. So next time someone else comes in here, another component will spawn here, and there'll be a VK00. And maybe they want one or the other. If you leave the VK00 there, it will get replaced by whatever component spawns in here. And the respawn rate is about once every hour. So you'll have a fresh set of boxes and components every hour per location per server. So it's just something I like to do. If there's I mean, this is garbage, right? Folgers is like a large B something or other. Shoot, also not very good. I'll just toss it up there. No one wants these, at least not yet. They don't really serve much of a purpose. Mineable boxes. You'll have gems in some of these boxes here. Then these blue boxes are pretty great. I usually find a lot of flares, like different colored flares, glasses, pristine metals, all that sort of stuff, clothing, smoothies, all that sort of thing, always in these blue boxes. One's here and one is over here. I can't say all, but most of my executive edition guns, the gold guns I get in here. See, with this new inventory system, I forgot you can proximity loot, so I can just pop over to the gun box. I don't actually have to move over anymore. Sometimes you get some decent attachments, but attachments are more rare in these boxes. Usually spawn decent guns and all kinds of ammo. Now, remember I said to make money, it's a lot easier instead of doing the mission just to collect all these. One caveat to it is if the elevator won't work, it's going to be a lot harder for you to take the cryopods out. Fortunately, this elevator is working. So now just to go over the elevator stuff. The elevators don't always work. As people know, cargo elevators are a bit hit and miss. So one thing I've gotten used to is I will take the VK00. So if the cargo elevator wasn't working, I would just take this back to my ship just like this. I would just carry it back. But because the elevator is working, we can put stuff down in the elevator. Something that's good to know is the QV stations all share the same inventory. So it doesn't matter what location you go to. If I leave this VK00 here and I come back, next week to a QV station on a different server at a different location, that VK00 will be in my inventory. Alright, so that is basically what I do to loot the warehouse. Any other tips and tricks any of you might have, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. If you ever want to join us, I live stream Monday to Friday every evening, and you can join us by jumping into Discord. I'll put the link in the description. And don't forget, subscribe, become a member, support the channel, become a member, and I think that's everything. Okay, bye.